I'm about to expose the 10 most deadly rap feuds in the history that didn't just stay on wax. They spilled blood, ruined careers, and the industry did nothing but stay silent. And I promise, the number 7 will shock you so hard, you'll never look at hip-hop the same way again. Smash that subscribe button right now if you want the raw truth Hollywood's hiding. Let's dive in. Welcome to The Honest American, where we uncover the dark side of entertainment. No filter, no fear. I'm your host, John, one of many voices fighting to make sure black legends and hip-hop heroes get their story told. Over the next 15 minutes, I'll take you through 10 of the most explosive rap feuds, from coast-to-coast rivalries to label family betrayals, where violence, career blackballing, and industry silence changed the game forever. Grab your seat and open your ears. This is history. To understand how rap beefs turned deadly, we have to start with the one that changed everything. The East Coast-West Coast War. Tupac, Biggie, 2 kings, 2 funerals, 1 silence. Tupac Shakur versus the Notorious Biggie. Tupac and Biggie started as friends, 2 New York kids dreaming big in LA. But in 1994, rumors flew that Biggie's camp was linked to the ambush that left Pac bleeding in his own blood. Pacs hit him up, called out Biggie by name, fueled by accusations of betrayal. Biggie's "Who Shot Ya?" only fanned the flames.
Who shot ya? Separate the weak from the opsa. Leap hard to creep them Brooklyn.
Then shots rang out in Vegas, 1996. Tupac was killed. 6 months later, Biggie fell in LA. Both murders unsolved. And the industry? Crickets. No public condemnations. No safety nets. Just 2 legends silenced. And if you thought that was the darkest chapter, wait till you see how Brooklyn's kings tore each other apart. Nas versus Jay-Z.
How did the Jay-Z beef start? How did it all start?
It all started when Nas skipped a collaboration Jay had lined up for his Volume Icky album. Jay felt disrespected, and tension brewed. Subtle jabs turned into direct shots, and by 2001, it exploded.
You're gonna really get at me, or you're gonna get at somebody on that level. If I was to get at somebody on that level, I gotta make sure I come with the best, my best.
You guys don't want it with Hope. Ask Nas, he don't want it with Hope. No.
Then Jay-Z dropped a bombshell in Takeover, claiming he slept with Nas's ex and baby mama, Carmen Bryan, turning lyrical shots into deeply personal warfare.
See, she keep calling me big, and my name is Jay-Z. She was all of my dick. Gradually, I'm taking over your bitch, coming over your shit.
You were pregnant by Jay?
Yes, I had a miscarriage.
Okay, this is before the whole
This is
takeover.
this was like
okay.
before all of that.
How far along were you?
Definitely less than 3 months. It was the first trimester. It wasn't.
It was still early.
Exactly. Yeah, it wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't planned. It wasn't like, oh, we're gonna have this baby.
Nas struck back with Ether, a relentless lyrical execution that left Jay reeling.
Yo, you a fan, a phony, a fake, you stand, I still whip your ass.
I knew that eventually people want to hear what I gotta say.
Were you abused as a child, scared to smile, they called you ugly?
Dressing it right so I could let them know it's not happening. It is no takeover.
Magazines, radio, and blogs exploded. Fans picked sides, yet labels and radio stations refused to take a stand, letting 2 titans bleed out over bars. They eventually squashed the beef on stage in 2005, but the world watched them nearly destroy each other first. From lyrical warfare to gunplay rumors, next up is the Queensbridge clash that almost cost one rapper his life. 50 Cent versus Ja Rule. This war didn't start on wax. It started in the streets. In the late 90s, someone from Queens robbed J. Rule's chain. and 50 Cent was seen rolling with the guy afterward, Ja took it as pure disrespect. From that moment, it became personal. 50 made it his mission to end Ja Rule's reign.
It was up to date about that, because I'm facing those same situations in my hood all day. So if they got a problem and they want to go the other route with it, it's the same deal. You know, because it's that or go back to the hood, and that's all that's waiting for me back in the hood.
What began as street-level drama escalated into a full-blown industry war, one that would redefine both careers. When 50 Cent released How to Rob, he poked fun at Ja Rule's rise, and street whispers claimed Ja's crew tried to gun down 50 on Queensbridge. Ja fired Loose Change.
Love is what you crave, so on your grave, it's gonna read here live 50 who snitched on minutes. The $50 that nickeled and died like this.
But radio and MTV banned Murder Inc., and every label quietly froze him out. Stadiums shrank to clubs, platinum plaques collected dust, and not one executive spoke up. But sometimes a single tweet can topple a career. Drake versus Meek Mill. What started as a simple song feature turned into one of the most embarrassing L's in rap history. In 2015, Meek Mill dropped his album Dreams Worth More Than Money.
My man got booked with a stone to white. If they make us bail $1 million coming home tonight.
And fans noticed something strange. Drake didn't promote their collab RICO at all. Then Meek went off on Twitter, accusing Drake of using a ghostwriter. That ghostwriter? Quentin Miller. And just like that, the floodgates opened. Drake came back with Back to Back, a diss so potent it smashed streaming records.
Yeah, I learned the game from William Wesley, you can never check me. Back to back for the niggas that didn't get the message.
Sponsors paused deals, Meek's fanbase fractured, and management teams stayed silent as he hemorrhaged credibility. All it took was one tweet and one scorching track. Revenge can be personal. Next is a feud that dug up family secrets. Pusha T versus Drake. This beef didn't start in 2018. It brewed in silence for years. It goes back to the Clips era, when Pusha T and Lil Wayne exchanged shots over style jacking and sneaker lines. But when Pusha joined Kanye and Drake became Wayne's protege, tension turned personal. By the time Pusha dropped Infrared in 2018, he wasn't just throwing shade. He was coming for the crown.
The bigger question is how the Russians did it. It was written like Nas, but it came from Quentin at the mercy.
Pusha T's Infrared in 2018 hinted Drake was hiding a child. Drake's Duffy freestyle clapped back, but Pusha's The Story of Adidon revealed Drake's secret son.
You are hiding a child, let that boy come home.
And splashed his mother's photo on the cover.
Marriage is something that Sandy never had, Drake. How you a winner, but she keep coming in last place.
Streams tanked, endorsements froze, and labels didn't defend him. Overnight, Drake's world cracked wide open. Drake had a response ready, but his mentor Jay Prince shut it down, calling it a career-ending record. The mic dropped, no diss ever came, and Pusha walked away untouched. Decades earlier, a group split in half, and no one tried to fix what was broken. Ice Cube versus NWA. Ice Cube was the lyrical spine of NWA, but in 1989, he walked out. Why? Because he wasn't getting paid.
You know something, so funny? We never talked about it.
Really?
No, we didn't. I mean, we wasn't mad or, it just happened. Just like, okay, he left.
Ruthless Records, run by Jerry Heller and Eazy-E, was keeping the checks slim and the lies fat. Cube demanded answers but got silence, so he left. And in 1991, he set the studio on fire. His diss track, No Vaseline, didn't just throw shots, it launched missiles. Cube called out Easy, Dre, MC Ren, DJ Yella, and Jerry Heller in one go.
Fuck that night by Mr.
were separated was because I felt that the person that I'm talking about on the record separated us.
Oh, it's my favorite song, man. My absolute favorite song.
I said, you got us.
Were you glad that you weren't on No Vaseline?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Accusing them of betrayal, sellout deals, and letting a white manager divide the crew. The result? NWA never recovered. Internal tensions exploded. Dre soon left for death row. Easy went solo. The world moved on. Cube didn't just leave the group, he buried it. Women in rap bring fire too. Next up, two queens who drew blood with bars. Nicki Minaj versus Remy Ma. Nicki Minaj was reigning at the top. Platinum plaques, pop hits, and no serious rivals in sight. But in the shadows, Remy Ma was watching. Fresh out of prison and hungry, Remy didn't like how Nicki threw slick shade in interviews and verses, claiming the throne with no competition. Tension brewed for years, but in 2017, it exploded. Remy dropped Shether, a 7-minute lyrical massacre on Hot 97, shredding Nicki's credibility, plastic surgeries, and even her record deals.
Fuck Nicki Minaj.
Are you dumb? You a pink diamond chicken wing chain. Are you?
Nicki fired back with No Frauds, a shinier, chart-ready track that brought Drake and Wayne to her defense, but critics called it too safe. The feud burned radio waves for months. Remy claimed victory in the streets. Nicki stayed winning on the charts, but no official truce ever came. Just silence. And that silence was loud. One thing was clear. Female rap beef was no longer a punchline. It was headline news again. Machine Gun Kelly versus Eminem. This feud didn't start with diss tracks. It started with a tweet. In 2012, MGK called Eminem's then 16-year-old daughter hot as hell. And Slim never forgot. Years passed in silence, until M's 2018 Kamikaze album dropped like a nuke, calling out MGK by name for disrespecting him.
Just for the record, the thing that was going on that he was saying about my daughter, I didn't even know about that until literally a year and a half later. I'm trying to hinder his career, so I don't give a fuck about your career. You think I actually think about you? You know how many rappers that are better than you? You're not even in the conversation. I don't care if you fucking blow or if you don't blow. It doesn't matter to me.
MGK fired back fast with Rap Devil, mocking M's age, beard, and legacy.
Somebody grab him some clippers. His fucking beard is weird. Tough talk from a rapper paying millions for security a year.
But then came Killshot. In just a few brutal bars, M dismantled MGK's credibility, clowned his man bun, and reminded everyone who the real rap god was. Killshot racked up 150 million views in days.
Stand, son, listen, man, dad isn't mad, but how you gonna name yourself after a damn gun and have a man bun?
MGK's album rollout stalled, radio stations stopped spinning him, and his rap career flatlined. Within a year, he rebranded, trading bars for guitars and running to pop punk. Eminem never responded again. He didn't need to. MGK switched genres, and M kept the crown. Family feuds can cut deepest. Next, a mentor versus protege feud that tore Cash Money apart. Lil Wayne versus Birdman. Lil Wayne didn't just sign to Birdman. He called him Daddy. He was Cash Money's golden child, raised in the booth, loyal to a fault. But in 2014, that loyalty shattered. Wayne accused Birdman of blocking his album, stealing millions, and holding Young Money hostage. He sued for $51 million, called Birdman a thief, and rapped from a prison mindset, even though he wasn't behind bars. For years, Birdman said nothing. Drake, Nicki, and Tyga all froze, caught in the crossfire. The label was on life support. Then in 2018, the unthinkable happened. Birdman and Wayne hugged it out on stage. The case was settled. But the bond never repaired. Wayne walked with his masters, Birdman walked with his pride, and Young Money would never be the same again. But long before that, a darker war brewed in the West, where betrayal, violence, and blood money nearly ended hip-hop itself. Dr. Dre versus Suge Knight. Behind the beats and platinum plaques was a war nobody saw coming. Dr. Dre co-founded Death Row with Suge Knight in the early 90s, but it wasn't just business, it was survival. Suge used muscle to build the label, threats, beatdowns, even bloodshed.
He was aggressive, and he really seemed like a go-getter to me. Well, you know what, I was in the studio recording my Chronic album, and he was helping pave the way for that, and that's all I really care about.
Dre was the genius behind the music, but Suge owned the streets. As Tupac joined and Death Row spiraled into chaos, Dre saw the writing on the wall. This time he quietly walked away in '96, leaving behind millions, masters, and maybe his own safety. No diss track, no interview, just silence. Years later, Suge ended up behind bars, and Dre, he built Aftermath, found Eminem, and became the first billionaire in hip-hop. He didn't just win the war, he walked away from it with his life. These feuds weren't just about bars, they were about betrayal, survival, and legacy. And every diss left a scar. If you believe these stories matter, smash that like button to prove the truth won't be silenced. And for more explosive exposés, subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss a truth bomb from the honest American. Thank you for riding with me. Remember, history is written by those who dare to expose it. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep supporting the voices they tried to bury.